That must be wee greenhouses. What's this here now? Woodland Walk. Blue. So here's greenhouses here now. So you imagine these greenhouses here, there was no trees. They want all the light they can come in here. A lot of the times the greenhouses will have wee boiler houses beside them to keep them warm in the winter. But sometimes these can be war buildings when you see them. There's a greenhouse there. Just cemented to look like stone. I would say if you dug all this crap away, you know, you'd probably find some original frame. That's more the proper height there for greenhouse there, isn't it? And your glass will fit on the top. There, see all the wires and all so the wee plants can grow up. That wire still lying from the days of the greenhouse. But it's this part here, it's not as high. It's hard to know. It could have been higher and the wall could have fell, you know. It's been added on today anyway. That looks it's hard to know. It's been added on too. It wasn't originally one building. That goes down behind as well. There's a shed behind that. So there could be a boiler house behind it. I'm going to check behind it, see if there's a boiler house. I want to check behind this greenhouse. Give a wee boiler house there, let the heat in. There's catching the rainwater there. The rainwater's going into the greenhouse rather than out. Trying to hold on to it. Oh Lord, I'm not going to get in there. What the shape of that? Threw all the crap of the day in there. There's a wee building there, you see, I don't see no chimney. But there could be a wee boiler in there to keep it warm. Oh, look how that tree has moved that wall out there. On the side, see that's what happens. Look how it gets in there. Full size tree like. Oh, Luna's got into the boiler house. Luna wants to go and see the boiler house. I'm sure there's a wee boiler house in there. We're in there to keep the frost away like. Ah, my head. But if there's a wee boiler house, you had to walk it. Oh, there's here, look. Oh, that's. Let's come out in the GoPro, is it? There's a wee building there now, you see, look. That's cheaply built there, like. That's very cheaply done. There's another one. Could be a wee raised bed for something. What would you have a raised bed for? You see, this could have been a part of the garden they walked in. Would you have herbs and all here, would you? I don't know, I don't grow herbs. But does this be like a wee herb garden? The whole pile of them. What side of the thing would you both for herbs? You see, my videos, you see things in my videos that other ones won't go. That's a doorway in there. No, the walls fell down. The walls fell down. Made of concrete.
Total distance 3 miles. Total time 2 hours 30 minutes and 11
That there
seconds.
looks most of them built during the war there.
44 minutes,
You had wooden uprights here, a tin outside, or it could be. See, if I'm standing here now, that's higher than here. It could have been glass frames. You could have had the glass frames there with stuff growing underneath. What would you grow underneath them glass frames? See, it's higher that side. So the glass would have lifted up. You lifted the glass up. Maybe raspberries or something like that. I don't know, what would they plant? But this is how they used to eat, like. If they want ice cream and raspberries, I wonder have they got a nice house here. But what's the chance of getting ice when you're at the seaside? Very little. No ice cream, that's just. You wouldn't get ice to freeze, would you? Would ice have froze on the lake? But there's the wee house I'm looking for there now. Luna! I want to see if there's a boiler in here. This video mightn't turn out, it could be too dark again. It's the middle of summertime, but it's pure dark in here. I might use, if I do find a boiler, I'll use the phone. I'm going to use the phone. It's not coming out in this. Too dark for the GoPro. That's the back of the greenhouse up there. There's a lean-to building behind the greenhouse. This is behind the greenhouse. It's got a sash window and all in it. So people would come in here and could open the window and all like. It's had rack in here, shelves put on here. You see the uprights, all the rod plugs, not rod plugs, but they done it back then. But I'm looking for a boiler because I reckon there was hot water in that greenhouse. So what I'm looking for is a bit of metal. And there's the pipes there now, look. See the good big pipes? And there's the steel there. There's steel there. That is metal. So there's a boiler there in the corner. And they'd light that boiler to heat the water up, to stop the things dying in the frost in the greenhouse. So I found what I'm looking for. Don't see a chimney. Could have been a stove. Things all moving all like. What's the wooden all lying on top of that now like. Things have collapsed. There's glass. So that's probably glass from the actual greenhouse itself. That's fell out. And but the nice wee windows and all here. But this is the way the back. The people in the house wouldn't have seen this. Like this is the way at the back. It's a wee lean-to like. There's a wheelbarrow. Old wheelbarrow. Not much left of that, is there? I've never seen a cast iron wheelbarrow before. That's cast iron with rivets on it. The wee bucket is like tin. It's like tin, so it is. The wheel nose long gone. The wheel could be made of wood. But I've never seen a cast iron wheelbarrow frame before. Do you think the van would have had wee wooden handles on it at one time? Wouldn't have had spikes like that. You'd bang the wooden handle on. See, you don't see that in the National Trust properties. There is that a wee bucket there, is it? That is well overgrown now, like. I'll do the wee frames here, in case I missed the frames. That's the greenhouse back there, so here's another wee room. Must have been accessed from the side. I could have just kept the wheelbarrow in there and the buckets and spades and all. Because when we have a shed now and you put a light on, they didn't have lights. They needed windows. Look, there's the actual steps. I don't know if the phone's bringing the light. But this is the actual steps here. I'm going to scrape them clean here and you see. The actual steps is there. See that right? No, that's mightn't come out right. So, and there's the wee wall. The wee wall along there. You need to come here in the autumn when the light shines through, I reckon. But this is wee gardener steps. Another family came here. And back here we've got frames. So anybody does gardening, what would you grow in here? There's another concrete thing here, whatever that was. So I think that wee glass frame is not right here. That one there's just flat, completely flat. Oh, these ones back here. So the wall in the back is higher than the wall in the front. Because of the shape of it here, I've seen down the other ones, you see there the hole. She would have had a wooden frame around here. So there was wood went the whole way around. So I presume it goes around because it had a glass frame on it. Now what width glass would be to lift up, I don't know. Don't know like. But I would say there's some kind of glass in that. So I could lift it up. So maybe planting seeds in there to start off with, I don't know. But there's 3 of these beds here. There's 3 of them. Early type of reinforced concrete like. Well, that was all the mock content for the day there like. So I know raspberries, can they grow in frames? What all, you know, herbs. Now this one here doesn't have frame on it. This one's been open. So would that be herbs? That be herbs. That one there's got a glass frame. So the 2 bigger ones are just single skinned. They're just single skinned through there. So I don't think that, and saying that, it's cut out down here. They might have had things going across. You see the gap? So they might have had things going across there. Gap there as well. I don't know. Did they have dividers? I don't know. Was that just for air? But you wouldn't think you need air for any gardeners. Put your comments down below. No gardeners watch my videos. Oh no, no. This is actually an easier way in. I came in the hard way. So the reason why I came here was because of these greenhouses here. Luna is loving this here. Luna is loving it. She's having the time of her life. No chance Walla would have done this. She would have huffed on me. See, if I was to walk back and forward, Walla would put the brakes on. I'd just yell on, she'd say. I ain't going to do that twice. So this is the greenhouse here now, you see. And you got, I say, you come to things like this, you get confused because during the war they built things like this on all these estates, and you get mixed up what's been put here during the war and what's been here originally. But there's pipes there. 2 pipes coming out of there. That'd be for some water or something, whatever. Don't know. This bit here is raised up for a reason. Could be just all the crap's piled here. But it's hard to know what was on there. These could have been greenhouses too, like. But that's your old greenhouses there. That wee boiler house I was looking at. Look at that there. Hey, you know what? That is heavy. I've never actually picked up cast iron guttering. That's 10 times heavier than it looks. You know by the noise in the wall, that is heavy. Some weight in that. So that big greenhouse there, it's got the wires going across. The wee boiler house is behind that. And the pipes to keep it warm. And that's a smaller one there, like. But it seems a wee bit on the small side. There was a wall divided it. But one of the best places to see a greenhouse, that's Armagh, council offices. Very good example of a greenhouse there. They got new glass on it, they made a mess of it right now. But you see how it's put together. The glass overlaps the wall. So you don't need to have the actual cast iron frame will come down and the glass will slightly overhang. But that one there's got all the wee wires, so they've got wee veins and all grown up. That one there's had some type of shelving or something on it. That's why them big holes is blocked out to take the weight. So I don't know. Don't know. But if they're greenhouses there, they're a lot more modern there. So you can presume if these are greenhouses here, there's 3 of them. That's why you start thinking World War II, like. 3 identical. Bought them in kit form. That was all cast iron there, properly made. Don't know what that one was. But these here are just flat pack type of things. Well, plus during the war, that house was still being lived in during the war. The food was dear, like rationed. I'll get a couple of greenhouses here. Grow our own. But I'd be very surprised if that house wasn't taken over in World War II. All the big houses were. If they weren't used for military, they were used for hospitals. That's too overgrown there for me, pet. And you come to think of it, that became an old people's home and all. Maybe that was taken over the hospital. Because, look at that there, boys, look at that. See them golfers. Plenty of money, them golfers. Aye. Look at the way half, aren't they, like? Look how far they chucked that there, like. That came through all them trees. They haven't got a clue. You need to watch yourself with golfers. They haven't got a clue. They drive these big cars and all. They can't even work a golf ball. Hey, how hard can it be? Someone's had a barbecue in there. Come on down here, pet. Now the only thing is now, you've all these greenhouses. What do you need with greenhouses? You need water. There's a wee well anywhere near here. Where's the water? You've got to think how things worked in them days. You know, water's heavy. You don't want to carry water far. So if you've got a wee well, stick the greenhouse next to the well. So the other way around. Now here's the round structure here. Would that have been a well, or is that a modern barbecue pit? You wouldn't have a well like that now, would you? The winds would be found down it. Caution, wet ground. Must check that out. Why is it wet? That's a well there. They've got a grill on it. Now, they wouldn't have had this built. They were a proper wee thing built. But that's your water there for the thing. And we den building. Well, they're encouraging the young ones to build dens. Hey, I think that's just a way of keeping the forest floor clean, I reckon. So there's a greenhouse. You got the stables just down there. You got plenty of horse shite, like. You've got your water. Marshy ground up here. The reservoir is just above, which would have been a lake, I reckon. So this wet ground, is that water that's leaking from the reservoir? Have they got a wee leak in it or what? Or why is that wet? Could have been a wee sunken garden or something, you don't know. Is there anything you grow in wet ground you don't grow in other places? Bulrushes, that's about it. Get all the wee pieces of jigsaw, put them all together like.